just words. This place is
indescribable.
The whole city buried underground.
It's impossible.
Nothing's impossible, kitten. The lost city of Troy was buried under 7 other cities. It was found because one man refused to stop searching. This is greater than Troy. This is the greatest discovery in the history of...
Viki.
It's Cord and Tina. It's Gabrielle.
And Roger Gordon, what is he doing here?
What are they doing here?
The same thing we are, no doubt. Searching for secrets.
Eterna. Home at last. But not alone. Cord's right. It doesn't really matter why we're all here.
No. No, the question is, where are we?
Whole city buried underneath Llantano Mountain. The name?
It does.
Roger, tell us about this place.
At one time, many years ago, this was a thriving, vital community. A secret city, known only to a select few. Eterna.
I've beaten Michael Grand to the punch. That's all that matters.
Why? Why, Leo? I mean, I can see that this would be a major find for you, for an archaeologist. But why Michael Grand?
Well, I know why.
Michael is a very complex man. There are many number of reasons why he would be interested in such a place.
You know, I would love to know what you're doing here, Gabrielle. And I'd also like to know what you were doing up on Llantano Mountain with Tina.
You know, I think we'd be much better discussing all this up on the surface.
You mean leave?
Look around, Leo. These walls don't look very stable or safe.
Boy, I'll say. You know, when I was in the library, all the ground around me was shaking.
Fine, that's good enough for me. Come on, folks, let's get moving.
I suppose we have no choice.
By all means. Go. All of you. I'm staying.
Dad, you can't be serious.
If he is, he's not the only one. I'm not leaving either.
You can come crash propeller, but what's your story, Gabrielle? Why would you possibly want to stay here a moment longer than you had to?
Look, either you tell them or I will.
Tina, I don't know what you're talking about.
She doesn't want to leave the treasure.
Treasure.
What treasure?
The most precious kind. Gold. There's a whole lot of it hidden somewhere in the city. Tina, promised me. Look, don't be mad at me. I think they have just as much a right to know the truth as you do.
How did you possibly think you were going to keep all this to yourself?
I was going to share the gold with everyone when I found it.
Oh, yeah, right. With Michael Grand, maybe.
Gold.
Gold. Gold? Well, of course, everything makes sense now. Michael Grand's plot against me, and Leo's phony dig.
Dad, you didn't know?
I knew it was something of great value, something that Michael was desperate to find, but a mountain of gold. I beat you to it, Michael! I beat you!
I'm warning you all. The gold in Eterna has a curse upon it.
A curse? Oh, you mean like the pyramids?
In a way, Tina. Many years ago, the city was built to protect the great cache of gold bullion. It won't be at your fingertips, waiting to be plucked like apples from a tree. If the gold is still there, it could be booby-trapped.
Scare tactics. Don't listen to him.
Well, listen to me. The minute I stepped foot in this place, that this cage came down and trapped me.
She's right. Tina's very lucky that Gabrielle came to get me, otherwise she'd still be trapped.
Oh, and that isn't even the worst of it.
Why, what do you mean?
Look, when Gabrielle went to get help, I heard some things.
That's the rumbling you were talking about.
Now they're talking about earthquakes. It's just so we'll leave them alone with the gold.
Dad, let her finish. Look, it wasn't just the earth rumbling or something. It was like the sound of machines, like these big gears turning on and off somewhere in the walls.
She's right. She's right. The air is circulating in here, and all the lights are working. Someone has to be keeping this place going. Who?
After what, Roger?
Why should we take his word for anything? What makes him the authority on this place he called, what was it?
Eterna.
I learned about Eterna through my research.
Research?
That's right, Leo. You're not the only one who pores over old maps and notes looking for lost worlds.
I thought you were an environmentalist, not an explorer.
Well, my travels take me to many unusual places. For years, I'd heard about a serious threat to the ecology here on Llantano Mountain. To my surprise, I found evidence of something much more extraordinary. A secret city.
Roger, you've been in Landview quite a while now. You've even written a column for us at the Banner. Why haven't you mentioned this until now?
I'm almost too embarrassed to say it.
Until I had solid proof, I didn't want to tell anyone for fear of them laughing in my face.
And people think I stretch the truth. Ecology, hell. You've been after the gold the whole time, just like Michael Grant.
Oh, when I catch up with you, Leo.
Why would I insist we leave, Leo, if I was after the gold? Unlike you, I don't have to profit from this place.
If Roger is right about these walls being unstable, I would suggest we all follow his advice and leave together, gold or no gold.
Yeah, I second that.
Well, of course, that's fine for you, Tina. I mean, you can go back to Landfair and clip coupons in the lap of luxury. But I've come too far to go away empty-handed.
You and me both, sister.
Theo, that's exactly what I would expect from you. But you, Gabrielle, your greed could cost you your life.
Don't talk to me about greed, Viki. When it was your father who helped create this place to begin with.
My father?
Yes. Your father was part of a consortium of millionaires from all over the world. They didn't get together to end world hunger or establish world peace. Their motives were purely selfish. In the face of a raging Cold War, they decided to protect their illegal millions.
That's why Eterna was built?
Oh, yes, they said it was to be an experimental city. They fooled everyone, including the volunteers who were going to live here. The whole thing was a scam. The volunteers, without their knowing, were really the guardians of the gold.
I'm afraid it's true, Viki. Your father owned the property. The others paid for the construction.
So if anyone is guilty of greed, it's your father, Victor Lord.
All right, Gabrielle, that's enough.
More than enough. Let's leave now.
Then leave, Gordon. No one's stopping you.
He's right. There'll be more gold for us to share.
Tonight, the guys dress up as women and go on a dragnet to catch a thief on Mr. Belvedere.